Imagine you're at a red light in a nice part of town. Next to you pulls up a matte black Mercedes G-Wagon. The driver is wearing oversized designer shades, a gold chain that looks heavy enough to cause neck damage, and they're checking their reflection in the window with a level of main character energy that's almost impressive. From the outside, they've made it. They're living the American dream. But here's the reality check. That driver is sweating because their gas light just came on, and they only have $47 in their checking account until Friday. The G-Wagon, it's a 72-month lease they can barely afford. The shades? Bought on a buy now, pay later plan? The lifestyle? It's a high-wire act without a safety net. We are living in the golden age of the fake rich, in a world where you can rent a private jet for a 30-minute photo shoot and buy clout by the gallon. The line between wealthy and performative has been blurred into oblivion. But while fake wealth screams for your attention, real wealth is often a corner, quietly compounding. My name is Woof, and today I'm going to show you 10 clear signs that someone looks rich but is actually completely broke. We're a nation that is financially underwater but aesthetically peak. Luxury sales are hitting record highs while the average household savings rate is cratering. Why? Because in the age of social media, looking rich has become more important than being rich. People are optimizing for the algorithm instead of their balance sheet. They are trading their future sovereignty for temporary status. They want the respect that comes with wealth without doing the work required to build it. This is the era of the illusion. And if you don't know how to spot the tells, you might find yourself chasing a ghost. Here are 10 red flags of the fake rich elite. The first sign is what I call the entry-level luxury trap. This is the person who buys the absolute cheapest model of a high-end brand just so they can carry the key fob. They're driving the base model Mercedes CLA or the BMW 2 Series with the plastic seats and the tiny engine. To the uninformed observer, they're a luxury car owner. To the wealthy observer, they're someone who overpaid for a badge. Real wealth buys quality over labels. The fake rich buy the label even if the quality is subpar. They want the social signal of the brand, but they can't afford the performance of the actual machine. If someone is flexing a designer logo on a product that feels like it was made in a basement, they aren't rich, they're just brand dependent. The second sign is the constant money talk. Have you ever noticed that the people who actually have money rarely talk about it? They talk about ideas, systems, markets, and experiences. But the fake rich, they talk about prices. They'll tell you exactly how much their watch costs before you even ask. They'll mention the price per square foot of their rental apartment within 5 minutes of meeting you. They are obsessed with the dollar amount because they need you to know their market value. Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need your validation because it already has the receipts. If someone is constantly price dropping to prove their status, it's because they're terrified you won't notice it otherwise. The third sign is the designer item paradox. This is the person who owns a $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag but doesn't have $500 in an emergency fund. They are asset poor but accessory rich. In America, we have a consumer culture that encourages people to dress for the life they want, even if they can't afford the life they have. You'll see people standing in line for the latest iPhone or a pair of limited edition sneakers while they're 3 months behind on their car note. They are prioritizing visual clout over financial security. If your outfit costs more than your monthly rent, you aren't winning. You're just a walking liability. The fourth sign is the one-upper. This is a psychological tell. If you mention you bought a nice steak, they've been to a private Wagyu tasting in Tokyo. If you mention you got a promotion, they're closing a 7-figure deal on the side. The fake rich are in a constant state of status competition. They view every conversation as a leaderboard where they have to be at the top. This stems from a deep insecurity about their actual net worth. They need to outflex everyone in the room to maintain the illusion of superiority. Real wealth is secure. It doesn't feel the need to win a casual conversation because it's already winning the long game. The fifth sign is social media wealth performance. This is the influencer blueprint. You see the photos of the first-class seats, the infinity pools, and the designer shopping bags spread out on a hotel bed. But here's the behind-the-scenes reality. Most of that is rented or borrowed. There are literally studio sets in Los Angeles that look like the inside of a private jet just for people to take flex photos. If someone's entire identity is built on visual proof of wealth, They are likely performing for an audience rather than building for themselves. Real wealth doesn't post the shopping spree, it posts the dividend check. The sixth sign is the leasing cycle. Now look, leasing can be a smart tax move for some business owners, but for the fake rich, it's a lifestyle crutch. They lease a new luxury car every 3 years because they can't afford the maintenance on an older one, and they need the new plate to maintain their image. They are trapped in a permanent payment cycle. They never actually own anything, they just rent their status from a dealership. They are cash flow negative because they're paying for the depreciation of someone else's asset. If someone is always in a new car but never has a paid-off title, they are likely chasing the newness to hide the brokenness. The seventh sign is counterfeit goods. This has become an epidemic in America. The superclone market is worth billions. People are buying fake Rolexes and fake Birkins because they want the social reward of the brand without the financial sacrifice. This is the ultimate red flag. It shows a willingness to deceive others to gain status. If you're willing to wear a fake watch to look rich, you're admitting that your image is more important than your integrity. Real wealth values authenticity. It would rather wear a $50 Casio that works than a $50,000 fake Patek that's a lie. The eighth sign is the get-rich-quick promotion. Have you noticed that the fake rich are always trying to sell you on a secret system? They're pushing a crypto signal group, a dropshipping course, or a Forex bot. They need to monetize the illusion. They use their fake wealth as a marketing tool to lure in suckers who want to be like them. They aren't making money from the system, they're making money from selling the dream. Real wealth is built on boring systems like compounding, real estate, and equity. If someone is screaming about a shortcut to millions, it's because they're still looking for one themselves. The ninth sign is condescending money advice. The fake rich love to act like financial gurus. They'll tell you to stop buying Starbucks while they're spending $400 a night on bottle service at a club. They give performative advice that sounds smart but lacks depth. They talk about mindset and manifestation because they don't have the technical knowledge of actual asset allocation. They want to look wise without doing the math. Real wealth is humble. It knows how hard it is to build a fortune, so it doesn't talk down to people who are still on the climb. The 10th and final sign is overdoing the luxury aesthetic. This is the all-hat, no-cattle syndrome. They are head-to-toe in designer logos. They have the Gucci belt, the LV shoes, and the Burberry scarf all in one outfit. Like, it's visual overload. They are trying so hard to signal wealth that they end up looking like a walking billboard. Real wealth is understated. It's a navy blazer with no logo, a quality watch that only a collector would recognize, and a confidence that doesn't require a price tag. If someone is screaming that they're rich through their clothes, it's usually because their bank account is whispering that they're broke. At the end of the day, fake wealth is a performance. It's a job that you have to show up for every single day to keep the illusion alive. It's exhausting, it's expensive, and it's a dead end. Real wealth is a system. It's quiet, it's boring, and it compounds while you sleep. Fake rich people optimize for appearance. Real rich people optimize for freedom. One group wants to look like they've made it. The other group wants to ensure they never have to work again. The next time you see someone flexing on social media or one-upping you at a party, don't feel envy. Feel empathy, because they are trapped in a status race that has no finish line. Your goal isn't to look rich, it's to be sovereign. Stop chasing the flex and start building the fortress, because real wealth doesn't need a logo to be powerful.